welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, my husband and I are going to attempt to, well, mostly my husband, but I'm here for moral support. But we're going to attempt to build a countertop dining table. So in my last video, I know you guys had seen that I had moved my dining table to the center of the room, and I told you I would kind of explain that a little bit later, and that it would kind of be a surprise. So surprise, this is what we're doing. We kind of asked around for a couple different options and just couldn't quite find anything or nothing that really worked in our timeline for someone to make for us. So we decided to go ahead and try it ourselves. So I looked up a tutorial on Pinterest. I'll link everything below for you guys. I'll kind of go over a list of everything too. So if there's something that you want to try and make, you can watch this video and then decide if you want to make this or not. But this is going to be our attempt. So my husband's going to do the majority of it, but I'll do like the staining and the sanding and the poly. But like I said, it's kind of like a countertop bar island. So it's going to be our dining table. It's also going to be our island. I'll show you guys some little pictures too, just kind of my inspiration for it. So that's why I'm in the garage, but we are going to go ahead and get to it. I'll show you guys the parts and all that first, and then I'll just kind of let the camera roll. All right, guys, so first things first, this is just kind of what everything looks like. Like I said, you guys have already seen my inspiration pictures, so you know what the final product is going to look like. First, what we have, this is for the legs. These are 2 4x4s. And then speed square, pencil, tape measure, of course. We have 6 of these. So these are the tabletop parts. These are 6 2x6s. And then we have 4 2x4s for the rest of the table. So that's kind of what we're starting with. And then, of course, a saw. And then my father-in-law actually had a, miter saw. Thank you. A miter saw that we are borrowing that we are going to use. So we've got our heater going. My husband is ready to go. So let's get into it. And before I let the music play, I just wanted to kind of go over again with you guys. So first things first, we're going to make our measurements and everything. So I will make sure to link everything below in my description box as well. Also, the price of everything. So I told you guys, or I guess I haven't told you guys yet, but the total cost of everything that we did for this project was around $180. So all things considered, like reusing this miter saw and things like that. We had a lot of the stuff that I was using for this, so it was super budget friendly. But if you guys are looking for a smaller or just kind of odd dining space solution, I highly recommend this. Whether you send this idea or pin to someone else who can make it for you, or you want to attempt to make this project yourself, it was a lot of fun. So my husband and I get along really well together. And this kind of stuff doesn't, make us butt heads, or we don't stress about it. So for the majority of this portion, though, he does the majority of the work, and he did for the majority of the project anyway. So that's why you're going to see him most of the time. I was just filming everything. I don't have the carpentry skills, and he kind of doubted himself at first, but it was something I was really excited about and really wanted to try. Like I was telling you guys, we just couldn't quite find anything that worked for us. So this was the perfect solution. And I hope you guys enjoy watching my dog mess around with the pieces of wood. He's obsessed with the little pieces of 2x4s. But anyways, like I said, you guys can make this work with the different kinds of tools. My husband is using a circular saw. You can definitely use a circular saw for the whole project, but having that big miter saw really helps with some of those bigger pieces, as you've seen. So like I said, it was a really fun project to make and to do. Intermittently, I'll kind of put pictures of things and just kind of slow-mos of the process, but it only took my husband about 5 hours to make altogether. So, and right now he's doing kind of the cutout portion. The directions from the lady are pretty straightforward. I mean, she makes it really simple on the website. Like I said, check out the description box in this video, and it will have everything that you guys need to make this. So we just followed straight along with this video. The only alteration we made to this is we did not put the foot plates on the bottom. So if you guys look at the original picture that she posts to go with this, it has like footboards underneath that you can put your feet on that attach to those 2 side pieces. But we did not opt for those because I wanted my chairs to be able to go underneath. So Also, make sure you guys follow me over on Instagram. I'll go ahead and put my Instagram tag up here again. That way you guys can stay up to date on the finished project as well, because in this video, you're not going to be able to see me putting chairs or anything. I haven't ordered them yet, or we haven't found any. We're trying to kind of scour Facebook Marketplace at this point. So, like I said, make sure you're staying up to date on my Instagram. I post a lot more over there. It will most likely be in my stories, or it will most likely be just on my actual news feed of just kind of the final project. So that way you guys can see it all in all put together. And then at the end of this video, I also did have to end up getting a new can of poly. I will put the price and all that below for you guys as well. But I'll kind of show you guys that. That's going to be the last day, because we did let the stain set in for a day or two. So it's 2 days. And then also, this is a pocket hole jig. There was a picture of it when I showed you guys the tools that we used. This can be kind of pricey if you don't already have one. But my father-in-law, again, thank goodness that he exists in this world, because he let us borrow that as well to make a lot of these cuts. So my husband was not super fond of using the pocket hole jig, but you know what? It is what it is. It made it look really beautiful. And it honestly turned out to be such a perfect project. He did such a great job. And then I stained everything, and I'm just so excited with how it turned out. I can't wait for you guys to see the final product. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of motivation if this is something you want to tackle. If not, a little bit of inspiration for something that you may want to have someone else build you. our table building process. So today is the sanding and staining day. Sorry, I'm a little bit stuffy and my dog is playing with a really obnoxious toy. But I wanted to kind of show you guys. So this is what it looks like. I know you guys will see a little bit of a reveal before this anyways. But totally doable. It was honestly a really reasonable project. My husband built it yesterday. It took him about 5 hours between the combo of both of us. He did all of the cuts and everything outside the garage. And then you guys see he did like the pocket holes and everything in here. And then I just helped him kind of square everything up and then we got it all put together. So now honestly, it's just the sanding and staining. Unfortunately, I do have to sand inside the house because this table is extremely heavy and I am not taking it back apart. And it's cold outside, so I'm not sanding it out in the garage. But like I said, I wanted to kind of show you guys. So I'm going to use a palm sander for the majority of it just because there's a lot of surface area to cover. And we bought this last year when I redid my church pew that's in the living room that you guys will see. Or you guys have seen in other projects. I'll go ahead and link that video for you guys too if you want to watch that one. But I'm going to be using that. It's an electric one, so all I have to do is put a battery on it. I don't have to have a cord or anything. And then we're using 150 grit sandpaper for this. I also have 120, so if I run out of the 150, that's okay. This one's just a little bit rougher than the 120. But honestly, it doesn't matter because this is just raw, rough wood, so I could just stain it the way it is. But there's a lot of like rough edges and things like that that we want to sand out and make sure there's no splinters or anything because it is, going to be a multi-use table. So we're going to use this to kind of just give it a rough sand overall. Hopefully it won't be too messy in here. It should be okay. But I'm pretty good about cleaning kind of as I go. So I'm going to do that. And then I wanted to show you guys. So poly, I'm not sure we're going to get to, but I'll get to that in a second. But the stain I use, so this is just the Varathane wood stain in the espresso shade. So this is the shade that I like to use for everything. Our end tables in our bedroom are stained espresso. The church pew is a combination color. I used that Jacobean, I don't know how you pronounce it. But I used a coat of that and it was too red, so I used a coat of espresso on top of it and I really liked that color combo. This one I know for sure I like espresso. I'm just going to use all espresso on it because it's like a grayer brown. I don't like reds. I hate red browns. So as you guys will see, it will kind of be just it'll be a little bit warmer than the floor. It'll be just about that. So I'm going to use that. We'll probably do up to 2 coats of this depending on how it looks. And then I didn't realize we were almost out of poly. I just brought this in from the garage. But you guys, you didn't see, I didn't show you guys, but we did our outdoor Christmas decorations. When I sanded and stained and painted those, we used a lot of poly because they were outside stuff. So I think I might have to get another thing of poly. I think there's only like maybe a quarter of it left in here. But it's just the clear satin interior poly. I just use this. This has been used on many projects. So I used a thin coat of it on the church pew as well. So of course it's going to be polyed afterwards because we're going to use this as our dining table and just kitchen island. So it's going to see a lot of food, a lot of water, a lot of things. So I think this combo is going to be really good, but I'm going to go ahead and get to sanding. I've got my sanding and staining outfit on, just black. Haven't been feeling good, so my hair is up. I have no makeup on. I am ready to tackle this project. My husband might come in a little bit and help me with this. He's on his way home because we're going to put bolts in the bottom feet as well. So I wanted some cute looking ones that were really industrial. So that way it was also sturdy, but it also looked really cute on the bottom. So he's going to do that. I'll show you guys that. And then I'm going to go ahead and get to sanding. All right, so as you can assume, I cut out a lot of the sanding in this process, but first of all, I just wanted to kind of take off, there were some staples that were holding on the like price sticker things, the barcodes, so I wanted to go ahead and take that off because you don't want the staples on there or else they will rip your sandpaper, but I'm just giving a rough sand to everything. Like I said, I'm using a 120 grit here, and then my husband bought 220, like a fine, really fine grit sandpaper to use on the top, but we ended up not even using it. We just used the 120 and 150 grit sandpaper for the whole thing. And he's going to go through and kind of do the edges a little bit more, but it ended up being perfect. So it turned out really well, and the stain did really well. So again, that stain color is espresso. I just got it from Home Depot. It's the brand that I like, and that's the brand that we've used all the time for our staining projects. And then I did only do one coat of the espresso. So you guys will see that at the end. I only did one coat of the espresso, and it turned out perfect. So it really worked out well, and it's such a rich color. It's more like a gray brown. So if you guys want more of like a warmer red brown, I would go with that Jacobian, like I was saying. That happened with my sled. It's got one coat of that and a coat of espresso. This is just espresso, so it's more like a gray brown. And also, I forgot to film this beginning half here, but my husband was using his camera skills for me. I was talking to my sister on my phone, and I totally forgot to start filming it. But enjoy me staining. I'm going to go ahead and let the music play. the process here. So this is a couple days later. We went ahead and let the stain sit for almost 2 days. And it's been pretty good. It's been really nice and dry. We haven't had anything come off of it. So we're gonna go ahead and do the poly next. We'll probably do 2 coats. I'm just gonna show you guys of us doing the first coat because it's gonna take a while to dry. And this video goes up tomorrow, so today is Tuesday. The day you guys are seeing this will be tomorrow. So of course it'll be done by the end of the week and you guys will be able to see that video. But this is the poly I had my husband get. So it's kind of a different brand than the other one I showed you to begin with. But same concept. So it's still in that clear satin finish. So same finish and everything. It's going to kind of have just a little bit of a sheen to it, but also be nice and protective. So like I said, we're going to do 2 coats of that. And then little mini roller. This is just a bath and kitchen roller thing. It's really tiny. It has little fuzzies on it. So we're going to use this guy. We've used a puffy one before and it kind of made bubbles. So we're going to try this one and see how it does. And then of course we have a paintbrush too, just a nice cheap paintbrush to get like in the cracks and everything because the roller is obviously not going to be able to get into the cracks. So I might have my husband go through and do that while I'm rolling, but also I'm going to go ahead and close out the video here too. That way I don't have to do a voiceover tonight. But hopefully this is kind of an exciting project for you guys, or it is for us especially. But if it's not something you want to tackle, at least maybe you can enjoy just watching the process and everything. It's a beautiful piece of furniture, just kind of that modern farmhouse style. So I hope you guys will consider subscribing. If not, go ahead and share with your friends if it's something that they would enjoy. I have a lot of other content on my video. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this. I will just let the music roll and you guys can enjoy watching us poly the table.
Making up for lost time, gonna make it right by you. They said it would be easy, guess I never thought it through. My head's been in the wrong